Saturday Showdown, Nongshim Red Force versus KT.
I would agree.
Top side, it does not even look close right now. Doran, Owner, and Faker playing so much better than Zeus, Peanut, and Zeka right now. It does seem like we get that Sivir often picked into the Varus. That spell shield a lot of value. I think T1, they have, you know, the ball delivery, they have this engage, they have the movement speed of the Sivir to follow up on that. And they have the Bard, right? You have this wave clear 80 carry with the Bard freed up to make impact on the map. This feels like not as much of a slam dunk as some of the game one drafts we've seen from T1, but definitely something they're very comfortable with.
Not to mention the fact that they have the Tempered Fate Cyclone combo, right? Yeah. Which we saw work so incredibly well. I believe it was Gen G that got the good old 5-man shockwave. So we've got some famous folks here turning up at Lowell Park to witness what could be an historic match. Pretty well, as you can see, 5 CS in the lead for the Jacks. We'll have to keep our eye on it. As going for a bit of a lane gank here, as there's the Magical Journey set up for Carrier, creates some distance as Viper already relatively low. As Peanut in position, but Owner is going to come on down. And T1 just push them away and deny them any entry. Good position there from Owner to make sure that there was no avenue in for Peanut. Yeah. Doran going to be moving back just to try and get it into a better position. And of course, Zeus doesn't exactly have the most gigantic health bar. But Peanut is coming in. There's a leap strike, and Doran not going to be able to dash his way out of that one. Into the brush goes Zeus, and Doran should be going down here. Wind becomes lightning, though. He's going to miss. And Doran's flash works out so well. Zeus now could be the one in trouble as Owner goes in, and they really want to repair this wave. As well, we don't necessarily know how much the lead is. It's all right, Faker, will he get taunted? He does. But too close to the turret. Zeus not wanting to go for anything. Phase Rush getting the Galio out. Flash has to be invested here by Carrier as he gets the 2-man ult. There's the Magical Journey as well. Immediate flash from Viper gets him out of there, and now Peanut looking for an angle. It could be Carrier that they can jump towards because he doesn't have his flash. The heroic entrance to deliver the Galio, and there's first blood over to Viper. The angry orange coming out there as well as it does come in. Justice Punch going to connect as well as the Cyclone has to be invested here by the Wukong.
And now looking for these grubs.
All right, let's see whether they can actually fight for this one.
Zeka's resetting. He's going to TP back in.
Yep, kind of an awkward position, but there's a very aggressive teleport. Still, the flash in from Delight to try and lock down Carrier. Doesn't quite have anywhere to go, so he is going to be the sacrificial lamb. T1 did manage to take 2 of the grubs, though, so already they do secure the objective, but they do sacrifice Carrier for it.
Now, though, looking for a play here. This is Faker coming in alone.
Yep. We've seen teleports like this not go so well today, as there's the Magnustorm. Faker looking for the angle, but everyone shows up, and Delight's able to tank the turret.
Let's see if they can get in position. I don't think it'll be in time down to this dragon.
Delight is going to move over. Peanut was thinking about stopping the Raptors, but I think that he is still just going to let this one go. Down to 7, no vision, so...
It's just like, really?
Well, Owner is in this brush as Delight just delivers himself to Faker and Carrier. He is going to have to crash his way out as the Shockwave doesn't collect the Horse Pants Lady, as the teleport is going to be invested. Carrier's taking a lot of damage, but he can do a lot of disruption from a long way away as all T1 are grouped up. On the hunt has been popped as Owner walks in, just steals their lunch money. That's a way to do it as the Winds of War come out, but a little bit late there is Zeka, unfortunately. And now T1, fancy a fight. They want to be able to pick up this eye. There's the Magnustorm to try and pick up this Ambassador. She goes golden, though. The heroic entrance is mistimed, and Doran not even able to pick up the eye. It's Owner that's able to collect it there, but the Ambassador is going to go down. And now right into the Rift Herald immediately goes T1's jungler Zeus, keeping himself alive for such a long time. As Carrier down to 200 health, but there is the first turret going over to T1 as well.
It's gone. It's very hard to get back.
Let's check this one out from Owner again. He picks up the eye, immediately puts it down and gets in. And he was the one that was low, right? And so takes it for a drift. This drift was kind of sick as well, as you can see. Able to get on over, takes first turret.
I think it might have been Doran who put the eye down and he picked up afterwards.
Build, he will also become more and more dangerous. As Chains of Corruption going to connect here on to Gumayushi. Tempered Fate is there to try and keep him alive, but now he's in a sticky situation. Redemption comes down though, and Peanut goes in. And I think he may have gone in a bit too far. As we're going to check this one out from Carrier's perspective. And the flash over as well.
Yeah, I mean, the timing's so good. It denies the burst. Again, bursty comp. So if you auto W a target with those items and you crit, so much damage.
Shockwave going to get eaten by the Justice Punch, but still needs to flash to get himself out of there. We'll see whether he's actually going to be okay, as Ona not quite able to get the knock up. The flash in, the full commit here from Peanut as he gets the knock up. Justice Punch lands, and the taunt comes down. Down goes the monkey. And Zeka will be on the board now. 2-0-2 on the Galio. 2 items just complete. Good. But yeah, they may not have Smite, but they've still got Gumayusi, so be careful, HLE. Redemption going to be keeping them healthy. Happens once again as there's a public execution. Connecting onto Viper, but he does get himself out of the way. Chains of Corruption are good. And into the backline goes Zeka. He finds the angle of Magnus Storm. Also fantastic. No one's dead just yet. Gumayusi takes the magical journey to get out, and the Shockwave denies Zeka. The Winds of War will come in, and finally the Orianna goes down, but Zeka may be in trade going down as well, and he does, and Ona turns up with a full health bar to tell HLE to get out of here. I don't know whether they're going to listen to him though, as in they go, down goes the monkey. Gumayusi now in trouble as Zeus takes matters into his own hands, and it's his magical journey he's going to be taking as Carrier gets the heck out of there, and HLE will take their prize. That's okay. Zeka could be in a little bit of trouble here as he's trying to get back towards this relatively low health turret. Does have that Justice Punch as the Cyclone does come in. Taunt not really helping out, and down he goes. Nothing they could do about it. Public Execution is going to connect onto this Varus, but he's just trying to kite it out. Double Redemption's coming in there as the Hail of Arrows is going to come on through as Faker finds the angle. Doran's so incredibly low. There is going to be the Shockwave connecting, and that's going to disintegrate the bottom lane. Zeus breaks the arm guard immediately. He's pretty healthy, and he gets on top of Kuma. Takes him down before he goes out, but it's a double kill for the Sivir as well. And Peanut, he's not going to be winning this fight. T1 reigns supreme. That does mean that we would reach Peanut's milestone as well, which is pretty cool. He requires 3 games in order to get there. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves as this game is far from decided, as Peanut gets that Crescent Guard. He's going to be able to use that to keep himself alive, but that is a big ulti now on cooldown. The vision does come on through. Peanut is in the area as Chains of Corruption gets the flash out from Carrier. Now Faker could be in a little bit of trouble. The ulti goes wide there from Doran as Zeka gets all in amongst it. Goes Golden there as well as he pops the arm guard, but the Shockwave is going to connect, takes down the Galio, but the 3-man stun from Zeus is huge. He does have his Zhonya's. The Tempered Fate is actually going to keep him in stasis for even longer, and Viper just can't finish off these targets. He does manage to land one of them. Okay, here we are. We are back into it one more time. Viper is trying to get away, and I don't think he will actually escape, and he doesn't.
Hey, I said this would happen.
Yeah. And remember when this game was even? It's now 5,000 gold in the lead for T1, and Peanut is in all the trouble in the world. He doesn't have... Oh, he's able to audaciously charge towards the Gromp.
That was pretty audacious.
It was.
Didn't really change anything. I think someone needs to massively overstep if HD want to...
Well, Peanut, he might be the one doing that. Does have ult, so that is going to divide T1. Chains of Corruption is going to connect. That is a single-man Shockwave here, and Peanut is pretty durable, but Zeka, not so much. And they just melt to the ricochet damage out of this 4.5k in the lead Sivir. And Viper having to deal with this monkey. It's a triple kill for Guma, who's going to make it a quadra. Carrier steals it away. Adorable. We get the zoom in from Jonas Strong as well. And this was close until it absolutely wasn't, ladies and gentlemen. HLE gonna have to try better in game number 2. As just a little leap strike there from Zeus, as Guma is going to convince him to stay in his fountain. And I think he will do exactly that. The only gold lead here for HLE, but the gold advantages are just looking ridiculous. Zeus takes the magical journey. That was so cool. That was the highlight moment of this entire game for me. That was very, very cute. Zeus does go golden. The Nexus will go boom. And HLE are just going to have to try again in game number 2. Peanut, not going to do anything. There it goes. T1 get first blood in the series.
I think... Yes, he did a lot of damage, but he just couldn't kill anyone.
No, and the problem is that you get the first pick Varus, but Gumayusi to prioritize it. Okay, Delight is just playing Blitzcrank. As Carrier did obviously want to play Braum. Braum Lucian has been the lane, right? See whether he does pivot to something that's a little bit better into the blitz, but this is the classic Maokai Blitzcrank. We've seen this so many times. And it was a Gen G special, but the players that you might see here were just kind of on that team instead. But the composition, I think, is a little bit less T1 favored this time. See whether we can get 3 games immediately here in this bottom lane.
One of the things is that you pick the Blitzcrank because it syncs really well with the Maokai, and you're like, hey, we can do that cool combo. That's really neat.
T1 has the inside track. There is the ward going down. Let's see whether Peanut can actually steal this one away. The answer is no. Kennel will keep him out as the hook just goes wide. I think Delight was aiming for the red buff.
Yeah, I think he was. He just didn't quite have vision.
I do believe they will not. Zeus trying to get that heat to a good spot. See whether Gumayusi is going to be all right. There's the equalizer that you were talking about. The flash knock-up, and Delight has guaranteed the kill. That is first blood over to Zeus. And he was the guy getting...
Zeus waiting around, and Guma definitely not expecting... Oh, no.
Yep, Peanut also in a little bit of a rough spot. Is going to go for the early flash to deny Faker any sort of engage. And Peanut is on the grubs here as well. Owner is thinking about coming on over, but Zeka with control of the mid-wave, and Faker with no teleport walking his way down. This is not something that T1 are going to be fighting for. Well, they are coming into the area to see what's going on. Zeus burning Doran. Yeah, oh, God, one more auto would have done it. But he does respect and gets himself out of the way.
Yeah, the overheat kind of timed out. Didn't really think he had the damage, especially with the Maiden hitting him. They could just kill it. Yeah,
that's 50 gold over to Peanut.
Easy as that. Just give over Peanut's position, though, and Owner will just immediately take the opportunity to start up the Dragon.
As Viper is Valkyring forward, looking for Gumayusi, trying to do some damage here, as it's a really nice pillar to make sure that he flashes away. Delight had to soak the culling, but really didn't want to. Yeah.
We always need a goofy room.
All right, Equalizer is just going to destroy the wave. So T1, even with all these people here, is not going to be able to get much done. Okay.
The Maiden micro of just walking away slowly, and T1 have pretty good control in the area. And I feel like, other than those...
Oh dear. Culling comes down. There's a flash over from Delight to get him out of the kennel. Spectacular.
Just great form.
Well, Rift Herald going to be taken once again. This was a dangerous time for HLE last time around. This time, Gumayusi making his way in. Owner over here as well, as Faker is now going to be moving down. Nature's Grasp
away!
Of course Gumayusi steals it. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. The ulti's going to pick up Tib as Faker is now isolated, as Peanut and Delight are set to take him down. But Zeka is also dead, so mid laners are going to get traded. And now the teleport from Doran comes forward. Tibbers goes down, but I think Peanut is also going to be dead, and there he goes. Viper wiped off the Rift, and it's all of a sudden just a disaster for HLE because Zeus didn't have TP.
No, he did. I think Doran stopped his TP.
Oh, no.
And then TP'd himself. How does it just keep happening?
Yeah, why does Gumayusi keep taking these? Okay, there it is. It was
now 3 dragons.
Exactly, and it's also like they managed to get feats of strength as Gumayusi. Peanut is going to find him, denies the grab, but in comes Owner. He's gone so far, still Viper doing enough damage. Subjugate going to be used onto Peanut here as Carrier turns up, but a little too late.
There's one little hole.
Yep.
Did you get the Herald coming down?
Carrier is going to be the one driving it into the turret this time around, and they do manage to get the crash. There's the Nature's Grasp, though. Let's see whether they can find it. Carrier picks the gap with the ulti.
The cannon minion was the only one left alive to block the grab.
Oh, no. There is going to be an Otacon start, and
might just get both TPs here.
Well, they will need to invest them. As are they even going to do anything about it? Well, teleport is going to come on through. There's the TP from Doran just to make sure that he's here for this fight. Shield bow picked up for Zeka as he shows up. The Otacon still up and alive. Doran going to be the first one to go down. It is going to be the Otacon secured by T1. Massive ulti comes through, but T1 are still standing. The equalizer enough to finish them off, and Faker not able to make it out as HLE turning this into a bloodbath. Down they all go, and Otacon for ace is the trade HLE get.
I'm just glad he's stayed consistent.
Yeah. Oh, okay. There's the ulti out from Carrier. Peanut is the target. Nature's Grasp going to be invested here as the hook just not quite long enough, unfortunately, as Zeka looks for the angle onto Faker. And Delight not quite landing these hooks, unfortunately, in these team fights, but they still have the control.
I think this is T1's call to back off because a lot was invested. They didn't find what they wanted.
Waiting in that brush as this turret is just on its last legs.
Oh, the light?
The light is just going to walk too far forward. Not able to get any buttons off at all. As Ona able to run his way out of there as well. Zeka unbinds the soul, but now they're without their Blitzcrank for 30 seconds time. He has TP to make his way back. Equalizer to try and thin out the wave. But I think they will still have enough to take down this turret because they didn't really need minions, let's be honest.
Yeah, good pickup there from T1. You know, Delight just trying to step too far forward. No, not again.
Don't do it again, don't do it again, do it again. Oh God, he actually just did it again.
Literally
not a replay.
Just died to this. But now Baron's up.
Yeah, actually. Alongside the Baron.
Oh, Faker's looking.
Yeah, Flash Tibbers comes through, but Zeka is immediately going to cleanse that one off. There's the Nature's Grasp coming through. Nice knock up. It's only a single ulti tag there from Zeka, unfortunately. So not the big one that we saw last time around. And another battle towards this bottom side as the Maiden is going to get taken down, but the Equalizer not enough to take out Doran. Yep, this is a tough one. Zeus trying to follow him up, but Zeka able to stack up that Q, gets over the goalie wall as well, and the Unbound Soul would have guaranteed that one anyway. So down goes the Yorick in the side lane. He's got TP, 45 seconds though. Gumiushi almost face-checking Peanut there. As we know, he is in this brush. The hook is going to connect, and unfortunately, Carrier is going to be the one getting jump scared this time around. The support's really having a hard time keeping vision on this map, and immediately HLE walk over to the Baron and look to take it down.
Ice out any chance of T1 getting the soul for now. It looks like they might have to give this tower up though.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to defend. Carrier is there with the door, as Owner is going to get engaged on here momentarily by Peanut. Kennel not really going to work out, as we can see, as Faker off to the side, just barely out of vision.
But again,
Peanut not going to take the bait this time. Oh man.
The Mount Kyle is so big for securing this. They can just use it as a diagonal.
Exactly, it's like Talia Wall, right? Works exactly the same way, and they're just going to break open the base. They didn't need the mid-wave because they just force all the way through bot.
Yeah, this does mean, though, they're not able to translate this into more. It's still a huge pickup, don't get me wrong. Although I say that, they're looking.
All right, they're looking for Gumiushi, the ulti, and the flash has to come out. That's a lot invested there as the hook is going to come through. Carrier has the door, still takes so much damage, and the culling, still high value. I'm not sure about this one here, HLE, as the flash comes out. In goes Zeus, trying to go aggressive on the back of that one. Great knock-up there from Zeka, but out goes Ona. Gumiushi coming on through there, but Doran is right in the mix. They take down Ona. That's 1,000 gold, though. Massive, massive money over to T1. And Gumiushi's still standing. Crazy, though, because it's still a 5,000 gold lead. That, like, since the start of the Baron, nothing's really changed. We'll see whether it does here as the Nature's Grasp is going to come on through. They look to take down the Braum first, and he will get taken out, but the trade might be that Gumiushi just barely survives, and he even gets the redemption. Zeus not going to be as lucky as he is going to be flattened by Doran once again, but Zeka looking for that angle one more time. Faker goes golden. The soul is still unbound. He finds so many knockups, but can we finish some kills? Here HLE is Viper. So incredibly close to lose, and Doran secures it. And you need to finish your kills, HLE, as T1. These health bars are just being restored.
The fact this was a 5,000 gold lead going into this, and again, T1 are managing to pull out these victories, surviving with slithers of HP in these situations. Zeka trying to get away. He's still a dangerous threat, though. Doran, I'm not sure you're going to be happy with what you find.
Yeah, exactly right. Unbinds the soul here. There's the flash from Doran.
Oh, nicely played.
That was pretty cute, but Zeka is still dangerous. The teleport comes in. Can he actually take down Doran? No! Finds the Q, takes down this terrifying Yone. And now Gumiushi, he's going to cull him because why not? Nature is going to be grasping as well, but it's grasping at straws at this point. That's Delight. Yeah.
I don't know if they can. Look at the base, by the way. I know that Baron recalls.
Oh, right, yeah. That's it's going to be problematic.
This is a lot of things to juggle right now.
Yep. So Baron is going to immediately come on through.
Guys,
it's both Nexus turrets.
They do
respawn now.
But that's, you don't feel too good.
Oh no! The Maiden! Doran almost blocked his own Maiden.
Okay,
Maiden can walk through, but it's fine.
They can deny this. Okay, Peanut's on his way. He's a while away. This is just so hectic.
Yeah, so they can deny the soul, But T1 now still at Baron for another 2.5 minutes. Yeah,
And the thing is, I don't know if he's going to get to the last item because Dragon is up in 35. We're on the map for this.
Yep, this could be the last opportunity. There's the knock-up onto Doran. Can they actually secure this, though? That's the question. Zeka snaps back, but a lot of damage has been done. The ultimate's going to tag him as the Nature's Grasp will come through. Zeus groups back up with his team as Gumayushi's doing so much work. Finds the culling and takes matters into his own hands. Gumayushi just says, not today, HLE. Down to his GA, but he has that item, so he can go this crazy in the fight, and T1 just roll over the top.
Absolute decimation. 5v5 team fighting composition be damned. T1 run them over. The final fight doesn't even look close.
That was just blink and it's over. And T1, they do it again. Game number 2 ends in about the same abrupt fashion as game number 1. And I guess the best thing you can think about for HLE is at least they were winning for a portion of these games. Unfortunately, it's not enough to kill a Nexus against T1.
And right now, just looking in incredible form. Doran, I think, had a fantastic series.
It's so hard, though. There were some phenomenal performances here. You can see that gold lead went up to 6.3K for HLE at its zenith, but then it had to come back down again. And T1 will take the series 2-0. I do want to say, this looked at least competitive.
Yeah, I think.
And last time, it did not look quite like that.
This is all I wanted from HLE, okay? I don't think I expected them to beat T1. 3 games would have been nice, but at least they looked competitive, which is more than we could say from, again, last matchup.
And it's Doran. The 0-4 Ambessa Palm. I love that, because he was an absolute god in that series.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the POM interview translation, joined by Doran on the side of T1. Congratulations on the win, Doran. T1 keeps on climbing up the Legends group standings. A very important match for the competition. How do you feel about the win today? Yes, we are still in a very fierce fight for the second place. And I'm very glad that we managed to get a win today. In round 3 and 4, all of the matches that T1 won was actually 2-0s. How can you make this happen? You know, we had a very packed schedule. You know, we went to multiple international events. I think it really helped us bond better as a team. The teamwork has stepped up so much, and now we're transitioning that into our gameplay. Doran, game number 1. Your Ambessa was locked in when Yunara was available. I want to know the decision behind that. Do you think Ambessa has higher value than Yunara? I mean, Yunara, of course, is a pick that Gumayushi prepared. But today, we thought Ambessa has a bit of a higher priority on the top lane. And your Ambessa is something special compared to other top laners. Do you also feel the same? Do you feel extra confident when you play Ambessa? I mean, recently, I have been winning a lot of games on Ambessa, so it did give me a bit of a confidence boost. But also, Ambessa itself is a very fun champion to play. I really enjoy playing it. And then game 2, Hana Life had Maokai, Yone, and Blitzcrank. Some of the confidence and favorite picks on the side of Hana Life. What was the plan to deal with their composition? Yeah, they had a very decent comp, but also T1 side, we had a lot of lane prior picks, so we managed to get the early snowball going. In fact, well, T1 could not play the game as they initially planned because Hana Life had the lead in the majority of the game, and then about 40 minutes into the game, you made a huge comeback. Later on, there was a play where we managed to pick up so many kills on the top side. I think that was the start of everything. Or maybe even the getting a kill onto Corki on the mid lane. I think that's the point where we turned the corner. And T1, there's something just mysterious and magical about your play because sometimes you just make plays out of no vision. You know, the teamwork is something special. What kind of strength does T1 have in the Legends group? First off, our deep champion pool. I think it allows us to have a much more space when it comes to the planning and strategies. Now, T1 is tied with the same 18 match wins with Hana Life, and next opponent is Nongshim Red Force. What is your mindset for that match? We've been able to pick up a lot of wins in the third and fourth round. I hope we can win the rest of the regular split matches in order to climb even higher. And this will be the end of the Doran interview, and I'm gonna pass it back to the space. Thank you.